Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. All the pieces of music you've been hearing on this programme this evening are songs. So now let's meet one of the great songwriters. He's written Up, Up and Away, Wichita Lineman, Do What You've Got to Do, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, MacArthur Park, and many others. The man that has written all these songs is with us at the piano. Please welcome Mr. Jimmy Webb. Jimmy, where did you come from originally?
I was born in Oklahoma and raised in West Texas.
And what sort of thing did you listen to when you were growing up there?
Well, I wasn't allowed to listen to much rock and roll because my father was a Baptist minister, but anytime I could, I'd listen to a little Elvis Presley or Eddie Cochran or Buddy Holly. We listened to a lot of gospel quartets when I was growing up. And in my teens, I discovered classical music and became a real symphony freak.
Would you have been a classical pianist, do you think? If you'd have
I might have. I was awfully lazy for that sort of thing. I never really wanted to put that much elbow grease on the piano. But
and what was the first, when did you first decide that you wanted to be a songwriter?
Well, I used to really love Burt Bacharach stuff. And when I realized that here was a composer who I thought was a serious composer who had decided to do something serious about music that was widely regarded as silly, I became excited about that, and I thought, now something new is about to happen, and I think I was right. I really hold him in high regard.
And what was the sort of first things you wrote that got recorded by people?
Well, the very first song I ever had, I was a white kid working at Motown, believe it or not, and the first thing I got recorded was on a Supremes Christmas album. And it was no threat to white Christmas. It was called My Christmas Tree. And I worked with Billy Eckstein at Motown. And I really had a terrific time. And I'm nostalgic for that period in history, if for no other reason than that we listened to so many different kinds of music all at the same time. And I think it helped relations between people a lot.
What about, I mean, songs like By the Time I Get to Phoenix, I mean, was that based on personal experience?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, some great philosophers have said that art is a mixture of truth and fiction. And I think that a lot of good songs are a little bit true and a little bit not true. In that particular case, I desperately wanted to get in my car and drive to Oklahoma and leave her in the dust. But I never got my courage together to do it. So.
And then the song?
So most of it's fiction, to tell you the truth.
And how about, I mean, the MacArthur Park, which has been a huge hit twice, but once for Richard Harris, and then sort of 10 years later or something for Donna Summer. What's that song about, really?
Search me.
Thank you. You answered a lot of our questions there. Britain's been left on the lurch now. In a moment, what numbers are you going to be doing for us?
Well, I'd like to do Highwayman, and I've been asked, and I can't think of any reason not to play Wichita Lineman.
Right. Well, we're looking forward to that very much.
Thank you.
In the meantime, Jimmy Webb, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Great.